Do you think that there is a compelling case that you could make to the Trump administration as to why it's time to allow Snowden to come back?
I know there's a compelling case I could make. Whether that will succeed in having it done, I think is a bigger question. I can tell you that I engaged in a huge amount of effort in the transition after Trump lost the election in 2020, before he left the White House, and I know for certain that he came very close to pardoning Edward Snowden, not nearly as close as he came much closer to pardoning Snowden than he did Assange, but
Really?
he did come close, and I think one of the reasons why there was that second impeachment, which never made any sense, like, why would you impeach a president who's on his way out anyway? It makes no sense. The reason they did that was because Republican senators were afraid that Trump was gonna do a whole variety of things, not just pardon Snowden, but declassify JFK documents, declassify a bunch of other documents, and they wanted to have that leverage that they were able to hang over his head to say, if you do X, Y, and Z, then we will convict you and you'll never be able to run again. And one of those things was pardoning Edward Snowden. But there were a lot of people I know very close to Trump, who Trump trust, who Trump listened to a lot, who were strongly advocating for that. There were other people, unfortunately, who Trump also trusted, unfortunately, like Mike Pompeo and a few of those sort of Marco Rubio, a few of those sort of like standard Republican militarists who were adamantly opposed to the pardon of Snowden. I think he liked the idea, the kind of flair of it, um, and wanted to do it, but especially because the argument was he exposed the exact abuses that you ended up being victimized by, illegal spying and
Yeah.
the abuse of the security state. I don't think, from everything I can gather right now, that it's on his radar. But it doesn't mean it won't be. And I think that underscores the whole point that I think you were alluding to with Trump was, I knew with Trump there were a lot of potential for some really terrible things, but I also know that there's potential for good things. Like, I always thought the ceiling was way higher, the floor was way lower. You know what you're going to get with Kamala Harris or Joe Biden, just the ultimate perpetuation of the status quo. I think there's still things Trump can do and is doing that might actually be quite good, ending the war in Ukraine, being the one who avoids and even prevents Israel from pursuing a military conflict with Iran that could be really disastrous. On the other hand, he might be the one that launches the attack as well. So I think you always find that it's almost like Trump has on both of his shoulders a devil and an angel. And oftentimes they are the actual people who he's listening to who represent each of those. But I think he has both of those in him, and you never really know which is going to get the last word with him.
Hey, that was a clip from Just Asking Questions. You can watch another one here or the full episode here. And please subscribe to our brand new channel to get us started off right and be notified when new episodes or clips go up. Thanks for watching.